Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dylan back again with another DJI Mavic 2 Pro tutorial video, and today, real short quick one, showing you guys how to successfully use the return to home, aka RTH feature on the DJI Mavic 2 Pro. So first things first, we're just going to get the drone up in the air. We're going to fly it away a little distance, and then we're going to use the return to home. It's kind of a fail-safe feature for those that don't. For those of you who don't know, so like for instance, if you get your drone up and somehow you're looking at it and you look down, then somehow you lose it, you kind of lose sight of it, or you get your orientation all messed up and you just want that comfort and want the drone to start coming back home so you can see it, or just to come completely back and land, then that's what return to home was intended for. So anyways, a couple of things. First off, you always want to make sure that you have your home point stored before you take off, because that's what the drone is going to return home to, is the home point that you set or store. As you can see back here, I have a launch pad, and I have the drone smack dab right in the middle of it. So not only are we going to return to home, but we're also going to see how accurate it gets whenever it comes to returning to home, because once you hit the return to home button, you can let go of the controller and the drone's on autopilot and it'll come back all on its own. So first things first, if you'll look up here on the interface on DJI Go 4 app, at the very top you see the green bar. It says ready to go GPS. That means that we are connected to satellites, everything's checked off, and we're ready to fly. However, I just want to make sure you guys know how to make sure that your home point's set. It does it automatically. Whenever you see that green, then you're going to be good to go. There's a couple things you can do. Number one, in the lower left corner, you can tap on the alternate map view, the aerial view. We can zoom in here, and I can see, yep, that's where I'm at, and it has the H for home, so we're good. Then also, just to show you how to store your home point, for some reason, in case it's not doing it automatically, up in the upper right hand corner, the three dots, we're going to tap there. Now in the upper left of the little drone icon, we're going to tap there. Now you see home point settings down there. See the one with the arrow pointing up? That's the one that says that is where my drone is. My drone physically is. It's X and Y coordinates, it's longitude, latitude, whatever you want to say. And then the one to the right of that, the little person, that's where the remote is. So in this instance, we want to make sure that we use where the drone physically is. So we're just going to tap on the one on the left with the little up arrow, and it says set current aircraft position as home point. Okay, so we have that done. Another thing to note that is important is that we want to make sure that our altitude is high enough for the surroundings or the setting in the environment in which we're flying our drone. So what I'm getting at, guys, is I look around me, and I live in this small town and lived here for a while, and I kind of know the heights and everything and most things around town, so I've pretty much flown my drone everywhere around town. But I have mine set at, I believe, 61 or 62 meters, which comes out to about 198, 200 feet. So in the upper right corner, I'm going to show you guys how to make sure that you set a return to home altitude. Upper right corner, the three white dots again, we're going to click it. Again, upper left corner, the drone icon. And then we're going to scroll down, and you see return to home altitude. Now this is important. You want to make sure that you set the altitude to where it's high enough to clear any trees, power lines, buildings, man-made or naturally made structures in the area that you're piloting your drone, which, everybody's case is going to be different. And so like I said, I know that at 200 feet, my drone's going to be clear to fly back home and not have to worry about hitting anything. Now, let me explain real quick before we get into this. I'm not trying to make this a long video, but I just want to make sure we cover everything. RTH, the whole purpose. Understand that if you're flying at okay, so for the instance, I have my drone set at 200 feet, return to home, the altitude. So if I'm flying at 80 feet, before the drone starts coming this way back home or this way back home, it's going to go up to 200 feet, and then it's going to fly back. However, if you're clear up at 320 feet flying, it's not going to come down to 200 feet. It's going to stay up at 320 feet and fly back home. So basically, whatever you set your return to home altitude here in the app, that's going to be the minimum altitude it'll return to home at. So I think you guys get the point. We're going to X out. Now we are going to actually get the drone launched. We're going to fly it away, and we're going to do this whole RTH thing. Alright, so let's spin around, and let's I'm going to keep it lower than 200 feet just for the purpose of showing you guys what I was talking about, how it will rise to 200 feet altitude. And again, remember, this is all depending on whatever altitude you set. It doesn't have to be 200 feet. So let's just fly it quite a ways away. I'm going to stay at about 108 feet. And I'll go about 1,500 feet away or so. And then we're going to see how accurate it is to actually fly back. Alright, let's call that good. Now, there are two ways you can execute the return to home. Right here on the DJI Go 4 app, if you look at the far left of the screen, you'll see 4 white icons. See the one just about on the horizon with the H pointing down? If we tap that, this comes up, we can slide over, it returns to home. Or right here on the remote control, guys, there is a button with the same exact icon. What we do on it is we push and hold until you see this go home on the remote controller or on the DJI Go 4 app. Now, as you'll see, it is rising in altitude and it's going to go to about 198, 200 feet. And then it is going to come fly back and it should land on or very close to our launch pad. I've tested this a few times already, and it doesn't seem to be near as accurate as the DJI Mavic Pro, the original, man. They had it to where you could even hit the little pinpoint return to home type thing, you know, and it worked perfect. So I'm not really sure why it's not as accurate. I've calibrated my compass. I'll do a separate video on that, and I actually did it in the setup and launch video that I did on my YouTube channel. And so and I've also I've done all kinds of things, all the, you know, preset pre-check flight stuff. So we'll see how it goes, but we're going to pan down here and you see the orange launch pad, and there I am standing on the concrete. We're going to see how good and how close this gets. So I have not touched the controls. As you can see, it got pretty close. Not bad for as far away as we were, but it's still just kind of like mind-blowing of why they can't get it closer. And please do realize and keep in mind, guys, I did make this video on September 23rd, 2018. You may be watching it 2 months from now, 2 years from now. I'm like, man, it works perfect now. Well, DJI can update some firmware and do some things, so hopefully in the future, if not already, depending on when you're watching this video, this little issue has been resolved. It's not like it's 10, 15 feet off, but I mean, that's a good 1.5 to 2 foot, you know, 2 feet, 3 feet, so that's not real good. I mean, just depending on where exactly you're flying from. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to smash that thumbs up button. Also, please be sure to subscribe, as I will continue to have more DJI Mavic 2 Pro tutorials upcoming in the future. I enjoyed it as always. This is Dylan. You guys have an awesome day.